All right. Getting going live. How? Oh, goodness. Let's get getting everything started. Welcome to Free Day. Oh no. What happened? Uh-oh. Wait a second. And you know what? I think I might not be live on Instagram today. I think I forgot to set it. Look at that. Today's a very interesting day. Hey y'all, how you doing today? Welcome to Freedom Fridays. This is a weekly co-planning session that is specifically for helping you get more rest and fun in your calendar every single week. So, I'm very excited to be doing this with you. If you are joining, make sure you say hello. Hello, Shaquille. How are you today? So glad you got a chance to join. If anybody else is joining, make sure you say hello in the chat, whether you are over on LinkedIn or um, whether you're on TikTok. I do have that open today, or whether you're on YouTube. Hello. All right, so let's actually jump in. So, this session is about creating more rest and fun in your calendar every single week. And if you have a problem with doing that, then more than likely you're not super great at planning. Um, at setting up a plan at all. And that's okay. That's not a bad thing. There's some beauty to having spontaneity, but there's also some beauty to having a plan to get more rest and fun because if we are struggling to get work-life balance, if we're having a situation where we're working and 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 working, 9 times out of 10, it's because we haven't figured out how to prioritize rest and fun. And this session is all about helping us be better at prioritizing rest and fun because you deserve to live your life. You deserve to enjoy it, regardless of whether you are working class, middle class, or rich. I think we all should have that as a right that we get to enjoy our life. Um, and so this is about being intentional of making sure we create the space for that. Okay. So the way that I help my clients do that is we first start by creating a list of uh fun and restful things. There we go. I promise I could talk that we could do every single week and make intentional decisions to do every single week in our schedule so that we can have more rest and fun. So the way that I like to walk my clients through doing that, I have a worksheet. If you have never downloaded the worksheet, then I would love for you to download it now. There's a couple ways that you can do it. If you're watching me on TikTok, there's a button that I believe there's a button that says get leads. You can go ahead and click that, and that's what's going to give you the worksheet. If you are on Instagram, that's not true. I'm not on Instagram today, that which is an accident. But if you are on uh LinkedIn, there is a link in the description of this video. If you are in YouTube, there's a link in the description of that video. All the places, okay? All the places going on today. And it looks like we might not have even gone live on LinkedIn. So here we are. Today is a lot more simple, and that's okay. This is what it looks like to roll with the punches. So make sure you take a second and say hello if you're here. And then I want to jump in. So, like I said, first we're going to start with really talking about prioritizing rest and fun. Then we're going to celebrate our wins from the week because we as Black women, we tend to not actually celebrate how much we've done, but we are the ones who work so hard. We are the ones who should be celebrating how much we got done. We are the ones who need to make time to get rest and fun. So we're going to celebrate our wins. We need to make time to celebrate our wins. So then after we celebrate our wins, we're going to set up our schedule for this coming week. And as we set up that schedule, We are going to first prioritize putting rest and fun in there, and then we're going to set up our work schedule and other things as well. And then we're going to wind down for the weekend. Those are our four things. Okay. Four things that we do in this hour, this 1 hour session every Friday. So, one more time, if you have not downloaded the worksheet, yes, there's plenty of ways on all of the platforms. There is some kind of link or button in the description that says get the worksheet. But I'm also just going to tell you what the link is. It's freedomfridays.yourdreamstrategist.com. Okay. All right. So the first thing on the worksheet, when you're getting into page number 4, you're creating a list of fun things that you like to do. So on that list, and you should be building on this list every week. You don't have to start from scratch when you build this list. Okay. So maybe you start talking with your friend, and your friend says, "Hey, I found this skating club and it's a lot of fun. Maybe I should go ahead and join that skating club too." Yes, add that to your list. Anytime you find something that is another thing that you enjoy, that is something fun that you can put on a a rotation, something that you could do at a regular intervals, do it more often, then make sure that you're adding it to the list. Okay. All right, let me pause for a second. I got a notification that there were some comments. I might have missed them because I'm still learning how to do TikTok, so bear with me. Okay, I don't see them, so I'm gonna keep going. Okay. Okay, so here we go. So, adding to that list of things for fun for this week, y'all know hammocking is like number one on my list. Another thing is run club. So, run clubs have become a lot of fun and a really good way to connect. So, regardless of whether you're using different activities to connect platonically or romantically, run clubs are a great way to get out and get into your body and to get a little exercise and to get a little bit more rest and fun. I don't know if you got a chance. If you didn't get a chance to join this week, I had a great conversation with a naturopathic doctor about healing the symptoms of depression. And a huge part of it was getting out and getting exercise, getting into our body. So make sure you head over to YouTube and watch that video. But I'm saying that to say, you don't have to do an activity, you don't have to do exercise that's like gonna beat you down. Like maybe you just go on a chill walk with a friend to laugh it up. Oh, laughing is a really good thing that you want to have. Anything that's gonna make you laugh obviously should be on your fun list. Okay. But sometimes when we're like, oh, I actually have time to do this stuff, we have no idea of what we can actually do. So, yes, that's why we're creating this list so that you always have something to come back to when you actually have time to rest. Okay. Because if you don't, when you have time to rest, you'll be like, yes, I would love to do something right now, but I have absolutely no idea what I should do. So I want you to have this list. Okay, so first you got fun activities. So I added on run club, I added on maybe roller derby or roller blading. What else? Taking a walk. Maybe you like to do something creative. Because there's a post where there's 9 different types of rest. So actually let's talk about rest. Well, both of these things can intertwine because usually if it's fun, it's restful, and usually if it's restful, it's fun. They kind of intertwine, but I want you to think about them in both perspectives. So creative rest might look like getting an coloring book and taking some time listening to some music and coloring at the same time. Maybe it's while you're in your hammock you're coloring, Or let me see, what else? Other creative rest. Maybe you're learning something like origami or something that allows you to explore your creative outlets. And here's the other thing, it doesn't have to be perfect. Maybe just start with a piece of paper and a pencil and scribble and scribble and scribble, and then try another color and scribble. Don't put it into a box that it has to, at least with creative stuff, that it has to look a certain way, because that is actually going to create more stress than rest. Okay. So next week, I'll make sure I will bring that post that talks about the 9 different ways to rest, and we can talk about that and add some of those things to our list. So now you have a list of fun things that you like to do and restful things that you like to do. And as I remind us every single week, restful activities, I want you to think about where you are on your introvert extrovert scale. Because being an introvert or an extrovert, it's not one or the other. It's not that polarizing. It's more of a scale of two sides, and you have to decide where you are on the scale. Sometimes you're really close to the introvert scale, maybe because you've extroverted a lot this week and you need more time by yourself to reset. Or maybe you're closer to the extrovert side this week and you need more time to introvert to reset. So think about where you are on that scale and add things, thinking about how you need to rest to get this amount of energy and rejuvenation that you need back into you, so that your cup could get filled up. Okay. So, if you have any ideas, any things that comes to mind about how you like to rest, what things help you do that well, make sure you tell me in the chat. Maybe somebody else would like to try one of the ways that you like to rest or have fun. Oh, I forgot things like playing cards. That's a good extroversion way, or going dancing. So many things. So share those things, and I'm going to be better. I'm going to actually start creating a list so that every week I could read off things on the list and we can start growing a collective list of rest and fun things that we could do on our calendar. All right, so now that you've done that, we're moving into the next part where you're going to look for activities based on those you're going to look for events based on those activities. Now let's see. I would like to do this on the screen today. Sorry TikTok, you're not going to be able to see this until TikTok allows me to stream with, my streaming service, then I got to go with what I got. So, here's what we got. So if you're just now joining, while I'm trying to get this set up, make sure you head to my website and get the worksheet that we're going through. It's completely free. It's freedomfridays.yourdreamstrategist.com. Okay. So this is, I know I want it to be screen share. That is it. But let me try one other thing. Nope, that wasn't it either. Let's try this one. Okay, good. So now you can see me in the corner, and let me open a window, and you can see I have 20 million windows open. All right. So let's say you've decided you let's say that you put a couple different ideas, activities on your list, and now you want to search for them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to Eventbrite. Okay. And I'm doing this because I was talking to a client. She's like, "Girl, I always have a hard time finding events in my area." I think it's a little easier when you come into this search with more specific parameters, but you could also look at it at a broad perspective and just see what things come up as well. But I like to look at it from the specific side. So it's going to ask you where you live and all of that great stuff. It knows I'm in Charlotte. And then you can put, it gives you ideas of what to look for. But let's look for skating today. Let's see if we find anything. And this is the other reason why we have a list, because some days you're going to find plenty of things, and other days you're not going to find anything, right? Or at least not under that specific event. So if you have 10 different types of things that you like to do for fun and rest, you can look for all the different things and see what happens. Okay, so this one has an open skate. It's on August 30th. So that's a month from now. We might not be able to do that today, but we could also um take that and schedule it for in the future. If you get a couple ahead, it makes it a little easier when you're doing this weekly planning, this weekly scheduling, because then you'll have more events coming up. You have different things to look forward to, whether it's free or not in between, like you've already got more rest and fun schedule coming up and on the rotation. So that's why I tell you to have a list of what are the things that you look for, and then just spend a little bit of time. Like if you do this every single week, where you spend about 10, 15 minutes, like we're doing here, like while I'm talking right now, you should be searching, okay? If you spend this 15 minutes every single week looking for different fun and restful things that you could do and set into your calendar, you are going to get more rest and fun in your calendar every single week. It is possible. It takes a little bit of work, but this is a little bit of work that expounds, that multiplies, okay? So, look for things. Okay, so then there's a girl skate clinic, so you could learn how to skate. Maybe you don't know how to skate and you want to find some other people who are into it as well and who could teach you some tricks so you don't have to figure it all out on your own. There's women's skates, there's coffee and skate, there's adult skate, skating lessons for fast skating. There's Afro Latin. Oh, I also like when there's some interesting things within the list. Afro Latina Food Truck Festival. I would be into that because I'm all about the food. I love me some foodie stuff. But as you can see, you could just come in here and search. So, and also, did you notice there's a full range of prices? Like, not everything is super expensive. There's plenty of things for you to pull from. Okay. So, if you don't have the worksheet, I'm gonna say it again. The worksheet is freedomfridays.yourdreamstrategist.com. You should be looking for different, even right now, you should be finding different things that you can add to your list. There's an Afro Pop event coming up. Oh, and it's on August 17th. No, we have an event that day, so I can't do that. But that one's at 9:30 p.m. No, I'm gonna be tired by that time because it got a pop up that day. So that one's not gonna happen. But looking through it, this is better than just sitting on your couch hoping that rest and fun comes to you, or sitting on your couch and numbing out to Netflix. Let's get outside. We don't even have to be with people to be outside. You can find introvert things to do as well. So let's look for hammocking. Let's do just hammock and see what happens. Bougie boot camp. Nope, that's not what we're looking for. Carefree Black Girl Cookout. Come on, that sounds like that would be fun. And not everything do you have to participate exactly the way that they have planned. What I love about Camp North End, if you're in Charlotte, you can there's a place where they have a couple hammocks out there and you just go out there and enjoy them. It's amazing. So look, you're looking for different things and you're adding them in their calendar, okay? All right. So, now let me get back to the screen. So, now that we've looked for different events that we could schedule in, specifically, I want you to look for next week, preferably next week. Again, you might have put some a little bit further out as far as your planning goes, and that's okay. But try to schedule some for next week because we're trying to make sure we can get this rhythm going. All right. So then once you have that, now it's time to move into celebrating our wins for the week. So let me check my comments. I just realized my comments box is not open. Okay, yes, it is. Okay. So I want to know, what are three things that you are celebrating from this week? Again, you've been working hard, you've been doing more things than you probably have given yourself credit for, and I want you to pause right now, take a moment, and think about what are the things that you worked on. And do not judge yourself and say, well, I haven't done anything big. It's not about whether big, small, or in between. If it was an impact to you, if it was a good thing for you, then I want to celebrate it with you. Okay. So let me know in the chat, what are three things that you're celebrating? And I'm going to take a second and think about the things that I am celebrating. Let me see. All right. The first thing I'm celebrating is I am celebrating my lifestyle freedom. I have been really blessed that over, gosh, starting in 2016, and it's 2024 now. 8 years of lifestyle freedom where I could come and go and be able to make money without being blocked into one location. And so I love that, and I'm celebrating it specifically this week because that allows me to do things like when my brother-in-law is traveling and my sister-in-law needs help, or my sister needs help getting the girls to school so that it doesn't completely mess up their schedule and they're not crazy, that I get to be able to step in and be a part of their lives. That's super huge to me. That was one of the things that I missed. And the other thing that goes with that is like my best friend in Atlanta. She just moved. I could pop down there for a week and be able to help them get completely unpacked and get some things done. Um, yes, we love freedom in the whole totality, but I love my freedom in that I get to go and spend time with my friends and family, the people that I'm close with that I love. I get to spend blocks of time with them, being a part of their lives. And those people are all around the world. So I have to be available to go to all of those locations. And so I really appreciate that. So that I'm celebrating that as a win this week. That was a pretty big win. Let me celebrate a smaller one. I did a random post this week, and I was very excited about it. You guys, Simone Biles inspired me. I just really love that this woman 4 years ago at the Tokyo Olympics, a time when a lot of us would, especially as we open ourselves up to this idea that we have to keep being a strong Black woman, that we keep pushing ourselves to do more and more and more, that we have to be on, that we can't let everybody down. Um, in the midst of that, she said, "You know what? I can't do this. I'm going to stop." And it's not even that I can't do this. I could continue to push myself through, but instead, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to choose to stop and I'm going to do something for me. And for me, right now, what I need is rest. Right now, I need to stop. Right now, what I need is mental health care, rest, and fun. That's what she needed, and she took that space, and 4 years later, this woman came back and won all the gold and is now the most decorated gymnast ever. Like, if that's not a sign for us to prioritize this effort to quit being a strong Black woman and actually take back our power and not feel obligated, to stop doing things out of obligation and actually start doing things because we know that we could be fully present in it and fully enjoy it, if like, that is such a powerful thing to step into. So I guess it's not my win, but I'm in awe on her. In awe of her. I'm so in awe of Biles. I appreciate all the work that she's put in. I appreciate how she's come back stronger. I applaud her for it. Like, literally, such a win for her. And she leads her team so well. She leads the other women so well. Um, from Hesley being 16 all the way to her being 27. Like, girl, that's amazing. So, yes, I made a random post about it. I was proud of myself for making that random post because a lot of times I try to schedule things out and I'm not necessarily the most spontaneous person. So I was very proud of myself for being spontaneous. So it was good. Excuse me. Okay. What's the third thing that I am celebrating for this week? Let me think. Let me think. Oh, I did my meal prep for this week. Meal prepping is so important for me, but because if I don't meal prep, y'all, I promise, I think I told you this last week. I'll eat potato chips for dinner, and it's terrible. So I've been getting better at getting back into it. I had really gotten out of the habit. So every week that I do it is another one for me because it gets me another step closer to so many of my health goals, and I appreciate that a lot. Okay. So those are my wins. If you guys have any wins that you want to share, I would love for you to put them in the chat. And also, I know that it can be really scary to share your wins with whoever is on the interwebs and whoever might see it. But I do want you to know this is a safe space. I'm not making space for anybody to come on here and be shaming anybody. So please know that if anybody does that, I will make sure that they would be blocked and not able to come back. But I want this to be a space where we can celebrate our wins together because you are doing amazing things. You're doing so, so much. You're working hard. And I hope that you're now making just as much time to work hard towards resting and celebrating your wins and having fun and doing the things that you actually want in your life rather than putting it off to some random time that doesn't actually, allow you enjoy your life. Like, I'm proud of you for taking time to celebrate the progress that you're making right now. Okay. Okay, good, good. All right. So now we've celebrated our wins. We've added to our list of rest and fun. And now we need to step into looking at what are the things that we didn't get done this week. I rarely have a perfect week where I get everything done that I've scheduled. Rarely. And I want to normalize that. That is normal where you slightly overbook yourself. I want us to get better at not, instead of overbooking ourselves like this much, I want us to get ourselves to overbooking ourselves like this much or maybe like this much, okay? So that's a practice that every week I hope gets a little bit better for you, but I also want to normalize there when you get to this session on Friday, there are 9 times out of 10 going to be things on your list that you didn't finish from this week, and that is completely okay. So I want you to look at what those things are. I want you to go to the worksheet. Again, if you're just joined and you haven't downloaded it yet, it's at freedomfridays.yourdreamstrategist.com. If you haven't done that, let me go ahead and open it. There is what's called an Eisenhower matrix. And that matrix is about helping you prioritize the things that didn't get done on your list. And I think that's very important because what usually happens is that we have things on our list. And instead of really taking a hard look at if those things are important or we really don't take a hard look at those things, and so we just keep adding to the list, but we keep pushing these couple things off, and every week when we get to the end of that week we still haven't done those couple things. This Eisenhower matrix is about helping us take a second and say, is that because those couple things were nice to haves and never should have got done in the first place, or are they things that we just didn't know, that we just didn't have enough time planned for them, or that there were just other things that got further up in their priority and you did those things first and it's just not the top priority yet. That's two different ways, that's two different situations and two different ways to handle them. So you're going to look at the Eisenhower matrix to help you make that decision, okay? So I'm opening that folder. Let me make a new copy of this worksheet for today. Duplicate. I got it here. Today is the 2nd. Welcome to August. I should make sure I start putting up my friend's beautiful calendar that she makes every week. She announces the month every month. What is today? 8/2/24. Okay. I promise I could do two things at once sometimes. Okay. So when you get to that page, I want you to see what it looks like. I'm going to make it big here. This is what it's going to look like, you guys. So when you get to your to-do list and the things that you had on your calendar for this week, you want to look at, okay, check off the things that you definitely got done and the things that you didn't get done. I want you to decide which of these four categories does it go into. Important and urgent, which means you need to do it immediately. Important, but not quite urgent yet. You need to decide, is that going to stay on your to-do list? And should it be on the to-do list for next week or maybe the week after or even your backlog? Those are three different places that you can do it. So maybe it goes, maybe next week it's actually a top priority. So you keep it on the list and you make sure you schedule that first. Actually, if it's that important, you need to be putting it in the first box. So see, this is how you're helping yourself prioritize what is most important and getting those things in. And then if it's not important and not urgent, take that thing off the list. Delete it. Delete it. I need to update that. Right now it says do later. No, delete it. Okay? Delete it. And then if it says not important but it's urgent, 9 times out of 10, that's something that somebody else needs from you, and you need to delegate it back to them because it's going to keep getting pushed down the list since you haven't prioritized it. All right? So that's what you are going to do for these the tasks that you didn't complete from this week. In addition to that, you are going to look at what are things that you need to schedule for next week. What are activities that you have coming up? So, for example, let me take a look. Next week on my calendar, listen, okay. So next week I have my regular things. I don't have too many new things coming up with the exception of next weekend we have a pop-up shop for my best friend's business. So during the week though, everything is my regular schedule setup for right now until I build my schedule. So if I had something big coming up like a trip somewhere, I would need to account for adding in packing time and unpacking time and driving time and or flight time or whatever those things are. If you have anything that's out of your normal routine coming up next week, make sure you account for that when you do your scheduling as well. Okay? So, those were that's all the things that we want to keep in mind when we're setting up our schedule for next week. Now we're actually going to take these next 25 minutes and we're going to set up our schedule. Let's get this done, okay? Because we know that when we get clear about what we have going up, we're a lot better at budgeting our time and energy. I put budgeting and managing all together. When we set up our calendar, it allows us to see that sometimes we thought, oh, I could do this, but I already got something else scheduled there. Oh, wait, I actually can't do both at the same time. I need to change something up. I need to move something around. That's why we're doing this because it allows you to have a come to Jesus meeting with yourself and what you can accomplish this week before you set yourself up before for failure. Now you're setting yourself up for success, okay? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the music and I am going to put on the timer and you're going to have 25 minutes, all of us, including me. I'm going to go ahead and set up my schedule as well. And then after that, we will come back at the end and we will do our wind down, okay? If you haven't got the worksheet, you could go over to freedomfridays.yourdreamstrategist.com. Also, if you're looking for a good digital planner, my favorite planner is Ellie. I believe I have that in the description. I love it because it helps me time block. So if that's something interesting to you and you would like to know more about it, let me know in the comments and I will make sure that I go a little deeper into that next time. All right, let me get this set up now. There we go, and the music. Oh, it's okay for being late. OMG, I'm so freaking late. I'm so sorry. Unless the useless meeting kept me annoyed. I'm sorry, Leslie. Tell them to go away. No, I understand. It's not a problem. We just got into the planning part, so we're going to be setting up our schedule, making sure we set up rest and fun first for next week, okay? All right. Let me see. Since it's just us this week, I might actually be able to share my screen while I do it. Let me see. Planning time. Okay. Let's go ahead and do it. I'm excited for this one. Pretty So if you're watching on the screen, you can see I have a crap ton of things on my list to do today. Those are the things that I didn't finish from the week. Like I said, it's very normal to have things on your list that take a little bit longer than you expect them to take, or something else that you had to prioritize took longer than you expected to take. So then this got deprioritized and you didn't get to work on it at all. All of those things are normal. Normal. Okay. This is how we make the decisions and we move things around. Okay. All right. So tomorrow, do I have that on my calendar? Okay, reciprocity circle. Take me that one. They would do any recording tomorrow. Oh, I did this last week. I forgot to need to do this today. Okay. I did this today too. This will be after. This after. Started. So if you're just joining, we are doing we're over on YouTube and we are setting up our schedule for Rest and Fun for this week. So make sure that you get the worksheet. It's at freedomfridays.yourdreamstrategy.com. And we have about 15, 16 minutes left. Okay. Excuse me.
So nasty. So
I'm still
nasty.
doing live stream with Cicely on Monday.
So nasty.
Hey, if you're just joining, you're catching us in the section of this live stream where we are setting up our schedule and our calendar. We have about 14 minutes left, so make sure you head over to my website to get the worksheet. We started by creating a list of fun and restful things that we do, and then we chose some events that we could do for next week. And then we celebrated our wins, and now we're scheduling our rest and fun activities in our calendar, and then in addition to what other work or other activities that we're doing. Okay. Yeah, I got 20 million things going on. Okay. I repeated it now a couple times.
So nasty.
Okay, I got all of these things scheduled. All right, that's
So
it.
nasty.
I need to add.
So nasty. Yo, my fellas, my ladies, work it back. That's so nasty.
I need to update this. It doesn't take as long to do this before.
So nasty.
good, yes. I have the Thursday. Usually, and then do that one. And then here. This is I think actually those were the bad sent it. If it closed it, the little well, okay, so you should get those videos out scheduled. I think that'll be good. Okay. That's in there. Okay. Right. Ooh. Okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Uh, and then nope. Cancel. Ooh. Ah, cancel this. Take a break and then edit that. Ooh. So we got about 3 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes left for creating a schedule for next week. As you can see on the screen, if you are on YouTube, I am just double checking mine to make sure I don't have any overlaps. Okay, so I need to work on that. But if we get that done today, then I'm those I won't be able to go to Run Club this week either, unless I go on Tuesday. I might go on Tuesday, unless I go dancing. Let's put that in for now. Of color. That as it is. Dancing is on Thursday. Just dancing is on Wednesday. Right. I am going to switch back. Ooh, that restarted it. Oh my. Okay, there's like 3 minutes left. So, actually, I know how much time is left. It's because the music hasn't stopped yet, and I have not messed with the music at all. So there's actually 4 minutes left, okay? If you have any questions, any thoughts about setting up your calendar, as you can see, I just used my digital planner Ellie to set up mine. So if you have any questions or thoughts about that, let me know. Sorry, my brain was still thinking about my own calendar. Okay. I'm gonna stop talking so you can get it done. Okay. Oh, nope, one more song. I think it's the last song. Where was that? Shout out to Shanice and Tori downloading the worksheet today. Let me know if you have any questions. If you have any ideas that'll make it easier for us when you're trying to work through it, let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback. I am one of those people that I can leave my ego out of it and do what is needed to get better. So, yes. All right. We got just about 50 seconds left to try to finish up. And then we are going to move to winding down for the weekend. Okay, perfect. We are done with setting up our schedule for next week. If you enjoy this, do me a favor, please go ahead and hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe so that you can get reminders or turn on notifications to join us every week. I do this every week because this has been a weekly practice that has really helped me get better at not doing things out of obligation and not overbooking myself. And I think that's two things that we as strong Black women tend to default to do is overbooking ourselves and doing things out of obligation. So it's helped me move. When I say overbooking myself, now I don't get to the end of the week and have nearly as many tasks that I need to reschedule because I've been intentional at looking at, can I realistically do all of those things within the day? And then as far as doing things out of obligation, I've been practicing my no, and this helps me practice my no because I'm like, I literally don't have enough time in the day. And not only that, when I say yes to something that I don't want to do, that I'm doing out of obligation, I'm saying no to something I genuinely want to do. And I've been intentionally making change for me to switch that because I want to be doing things that I love rather than doing things out of obligation. So make sure you hit the like button if you agree. Subscribe and share with this with other Black women that would enjoy this as well. All right. So now we're heading into the wind down part of this co-planning session. We are winding down from the week and getting ourselves, our mind, our bodies, our spirits ready to step into rest for the weekend. That's a huge part of why I do this on Friday rather than on Sunday. Because a lot of people like to do their weekly planning on Sunday because they're like, okay, I'm getting ready to jump into the week. But if you do it on Friday, you have a clear mind. You don't have to wait until Sunday. Like you're able to set yourself to completely wind down and enjoy the weekend. So that's what we're stepping into now. There's three main steps that we do for wind down Fridays for this wind down section. Number one, first thing we're going to do, and if you haven't got your worksheet, make sure you head over to freedomfridays.yourdreamstrategist.com to get it because all the steps are in there. Okay, so I want you to look at what are some windows on your computer that you can close. Because here's the thing, I know you got 50, 11, some 100 open on your screen. And here's the thing, absolutely no judgment. No judgment. Did you see as I was scrolling through to do my calendar, I have 50 something 11 100 tabs open on my screen too? Absolutely no judgment. So I'm not asking you to close every window or every tab. I want you to find just one window, just one tab, just one that you might be able to close. And here's the beautiful thing, if you figure out that you need it, your history on, because I'm sure you're using Google, it tracks everything that you do. You can open that window back up at another time when you actually need it, okay? But you don't have to keep it open. Now, I know I just asked you a whole bunch, and you might be over there hyperventilating. If you're hyperventilating, I want you to take a deep breath, okay? Are you ready? Here, let's take the breath together. Take another one, okay? Because that actually felt really good. Deep breath. And say to yourself, I can close a window or I can close a tab and the world will not come crashing down. Okay, the world is not gonna come crashing down. So I'm gonna take a second and look. I can close a window. I got some windows to close. I think I have three. I think I have three windows to close this week. Okay, let me see. Leslin said, okay, so I closed one window and I scheduled writing time and sleep time. Come on. Amazing, Leslin. I'm so glad that you did that. Get it, girl. Yes. You closed a window. It's so good to close windows because yes, it's freeing up space on your computer, but it's literally mentally freeing up space in your mind too. Okay. So I'm glad you closed a window. Great job. I love it. So now for wind down step number two, you've closed the window. By the end of the day, you will have logged off. When you log off, I want you to think about what is something that you don't really eat during the week that allows you to feel like you're stepping into the weekend. So, like my family, every Friday they have pizza because it's like weekend food for them. I'm not really a pizza fan, so I don't I have pizza occasionally, not often, but pizza. So, I want you to think about what is your weekend food. Now, here, let me tell you this. I'm suggesting your weekend food, but I want you to not just pick something that is going to get you off of your schedule, off your eating plan, that's going to make you gain 10 pounds over the weekend. Please don't do that. Let's not do that. That's not what we're saying here. But something that maybe a meal that takes a little longer to cook and you don't have time to cook it during the week. Or maybe you're taking yourself out to a restaurant for a personal date where you don't have to worry about anybody else. You're just doing something for you, whatever that is. I want you to think about what you're going to do today for that wind down section and get that set up. Whether you need to make a reservation, maybe you need to plan to go get your grocery list so you can buy groceries for it. Whatever you're going to do, what is your wind down meal going to be this evening? You know what? And I need to think about it for myself today. What is my wind down meal going to be today? I might actually go with the pizza float this week. I don't usually do the pizza float, but because I don't usually do it, I might do it. And I don't feel like cooking this week. So, um, I might do that. Oh, now this is terrible, y'all. I've been wanting a hot dog because usually I go home to my family twice a year, and that's where I get grilled food. Because we grill at home, but I didn't go home for 4th of July this year. I went to the Essence Festival and I didn't get any grilled food. So I don't know where to get any grilled food at a restaurant, especially I want some black grilled food. So I don't know so I might try to find that out. Maybe that's what I'll do instead of pizza. I might take a little bit of research, but I think that'll be worth it because that's definitely my little weekend food. Okay. So whatever meal, Leslie says, yes, it does. Closing down those windows, it feels good. It feels really good. I love it. I love it. Okay, so now we've closed some windows. We've chosen our weekend food meal, and now we're trying to decide what are we gonna do for fun tonight? Because just like we're setting up fun and rest throughout the week, if we allow ourselves, you're like, oh, the week is over. I could just numb in front of the television. Maybe we should try something different. Maybe there's something more fun, something more refreshing, more rejuvenating that we could do. What is that thing going to do for tonight? We've already scheduled it for next week, but what are we going to do tonight so that we're winding down from the week and stepping into our weekend? Um, I think what I'm going to do, so I'm at my family's house. My goddaughters, I actually thought, oh, maybe we should play video games today. Now, the only way that's going to happen is if I can't remember because we've been recording the Olympics. So it might just be the Olympics because we haven't caught up on it from this week. My Olympic shirt, I wore it so much this week, I had to wash it. So we might be watching the Olympics because I don't know if Shakari ran yet. I don't know if the track and field sessions have started yet. So if they started, that's probably what I'm going to be doing because we do that as a family, and that's actually a lot of fun. If I'm not doing that, 9 times out of 10, what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm gonna play video games with the girls tonight. They always love that because it's a driving game and they're super competitive and I am super not competitive. So I'm like beating their butts, but they're like, "I wanna win." And I'm like, "I'm sorry." Maybe it's because I'm not competitive. So so we might play video games if we're not watching the Olympics tonight. So that's what I'm doing to help myself move into this weekend. What is the fun thing you're going to do? I would love to hear about it in the chat. What is the fun meal you're going to have? I already told you what I'm having. So let me know. And then while you're getting those things in the chat, I want to tell you, I know that this is a bit of a mindset change. 9 times out of 10, we feel like having more freedom is being able to go with the flow. But I have found that going with the flow tends to create more chaos. It's like getting in a boat and allowing the river to take you wherever the river wants to take you instead of having intentionality and using the paddles to lead the boat to where you actually want it to go. If the river is in control of your future, the river gets to decide where you go rather than you deciding where you go. And this is you being able to take back that power, back that intentionality that going with the flow just doesn't give us. It's one of those big myths that um I think people really don't realize that going with the flow is really counterproductive to actually accomplishing a whole bunch of things. Now, I say that to say when you have a goal, that doesn't mean you hold on to it like tight and it has to be this exact perfect way, but it is having an intention and going after it rather than having no intention at all and just taking whatever the river or life gives you, okay? So, with that being said, I know it's hard. It's hard to switch into that because we've had so many different cultural things tell us what we should do and what we shouldn't do around it. And that's why I created my program. I was always doing the next best thing. The next best thing. The next best thing. And I wish when I think about what that actually looked like, that looked like more if you think of a GPS, you know how when that GPS doesn't have a destination in it, the little blue dot kind of just is you. It's just moving around on the map, but it really doesn't have any clear destination. That's what we're doing because we haven't put a destination in the map. We haven't decided this is where I want to take my life. This is what I want my life to look like in 10 years. This is the life that I want to build. Um and because we don't have that, we just keep doing the next best thing and we're just kind of following the current rather than actually choosing where we're going with the current. When I made the switch from doing the next best thing to actually putting the destination in the GPS, so many magical things, the things that I prayed for actually started having the space to happen because I wasn't accidentally self-sabotaging my way on the way to get there. And when I got clear about that destination, I also realized that every opportunity is not my opportunity. A lot of times I think we take opportunities because it's like, "Oh, that seems like that's so amazing." But if you don't actually want that kind of life, why are you allowing that opportunity to distract you? Every opportunity is not a good opportunity or your opportunity. Maybe that was something that you needed to connect to a friend who has that dream for their life. Those are the things that I started to realize, and it helped me get rid of all of the distractions and actually just get down to the core of this is what I'm trying to do, and anything that's empowering me to do that, I'm going to keep doing those things. And anything that's not empowering that, I'm putting those out of my life. And that created so much clarity, so much so much momentum into building the life that I enjoy right now. I love having the freedom to, like I said, come and go, to be a part of my family's lives, to travel the world without worrying about how I'm going to make money because I can take my business with me. Um, so yes, that kind of clarity changed so much for me. If all of that sounds really exciting to you and you're like, I want that too, then I invite you to schedule an exit plan call. I love that. Leslie said, all that glitters is definitely not gold. Girl, ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? So when we can get clarity around what we want, you can tell the difference between the shiny, the fake shiny, and the real shiny. Okay. The fake shiny and the real gold. And if you're having a hard time, excuse me, deciphering between what is the fake shiny and the real gold, I created a coaching program where I'm sharing with you all of the things that I've learned to help me create that destination. A lot of people, when you ask them, what do you want 10 years from now? They have no idea how to choose it. I have really come up with, and it makes it so much easier. I've come up with a way of helping people do that, and it solidifies. It's so encouraging, it's so empowering, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I can actually do this." Yes, yes you can. That's the feeling that I want you to have. And so if you're interested in that, again, I would love for you to get on an exit plan call. That call is completely free. You can go to apply.yourdreamstrategist.com. I said that a little fast. Let me say that one more time. And actually, you know what? I'm going to put it up on the screen for those that are, oh, you know what? It's not going to let me. I don't know what's going on with that right now. But it's apply.yourdreamstrategist.com. That is how we'll get together, get on a call, and we'll talk about what are the dreams? What are the things that you think should be in that destination that you don't have right now? Let's talk about getting them in that destination, and then we'll talk about a path to get there. Okay. Again, completely free. I would love to talk to you. In the meantime, we're going to be here every Friday, adding more rest and fun into our schedule every single week because this is what creates the work life balance that we want. This is what empowers us to live the life that we want. Instead of focusing on the things that we don't want in our life, we're actually setting aside and prioritizing time to do the things that we do want in our life. So make sure you join us here every Friday to spend this hour. This 1 hour opens us up to so much freedom during the week. Okay. So come and join us every single Friday to do this session where we set up our schedule for success, getting more rest in front on our calendar. And if you know anybody else this will help, please share it with them as well. I love it. Okay, you guys, that's all I have for you today. It was, as always, so much fun joining with you. If you want to chat about anything else, you could also hit me up on Instagram. So have a great rest of your day. And oh, it's the same handle on all the places in case you're looking for me, at Your Dream Strategist. So yes, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you. Actually, I'm going to see you on Monday. On Monday, I'm doing a live stream with Cicely. It's Garden Living with Cicely. We're talking about how to be a plant mom. So you can come and join me on Friday. Excuse me, Lord, today is Friday. On Monday at 8 p.m. on my YouTube channel where we talk about how to be a plant mom. I'm a new plant mom, so we'll see about how well that goes. All right, you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. I was so busy, but I really enjoyed being here. I'm always happy when you're here, Leslyn. Thank you for coming. I know you've been busy today. All right, y'all have a good weekend. Bye-bye.